Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So change yourself, sister. Go change yourself. Go change yourself. You know, it's really easy in our society to take a look at the things that are happening in our life that we don't like, that we're not okay with, that we would like to change, and say, well, if only she did this, if only he did that, if only my kids did, if only I had, more time, if only there was, there's more dollars in the bank account, and I am where I am, and, this person makes me feel this way because of what they did to me, and it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And you know the most interesting piece about this, sister? The common denominator when you and I go to this place is us. It's ourself. It's ourself. And you know what's even more interesting is that a lot of times as we point the finger outwards as to the players, the characters, the roles that are not being played the way that we want them to, the circumstances, the scenes, whatever it is, that we're pointing outwards at, that we're expecting and asking to change, that we often are unwilling to change ourselves. So we are asking others and the universe to provide us with something that we are not willing to do. But give it to me. Or you go first. You know, this kind of conversation goes around in circles in my home. I don't know if it's with you and you have kids, but I have a 6 and 9-year-old boy, and it'll be that thing of like, well, he started it. And I will often say to the kids, okay, well, then you can choose to end it. I'm not going to excuse somebody's behavior, but we are responsible for ourselves. I literally had this conversation with the boys driving over. That there will be people that, most of the world, boys, will tell you that other people are responsible for their lives. And you need to know that you are the one who is responsible for your life. Nobody else. We are 100% responsible for our life now. These words for you right now, sister, might be and brother, men listen to the podcast too, might be kind of triggering. Okay? I don't say it with that intention. But I'll just have you to consider to just remain open, even though you're being triggered right now. Because my experience has been, with myself, with the clients that I coach, is that inside those triggers are like little gems or like little gifts. It's like mining for gold, right? Mining for gold right now. There's something inside of this. And so if instead of being closed off, oh, fuck this, Karen. I like your podcast, but I don't like this one today. No, thank you. No. Let's talk higher above, because now it's like, ooh, that feels raw. I don't like that. Just be with me. Stay open. Be here. If you are at a point in your life right now, if you're going through a really tough time, and yes, somebody has done something to you in your life that has caused a certain chain of reactions, right? Maybe it's inside of a relationship. Maybe it's with your kids. Maybe it's in a business or work environment. And it's really hard to hear this stuff, all right? Now, it doesn't mean that bad things don't happen, that things happen. They're just like, this sucks. This is not okay, right? But here's what happens when we take 100% responsibility for the things in our life. We get our power back. We get our power back. Because as soon as I had someone explain this to me a while back, and it really rang true, and I want to share this with you then. When we point our finger outwards and say, this is why, see, this person, this conversation, this experience, this weather, this, this job situation, this whatever, we point it outwards. It's like we siphon, we point our power away from us, and we give it away. We lose it. We're just like, whoosh, it's like pointed. Like like those little toys, those sticks with the long curly thing. You've maybe seen your kids, like they've been around like forever, right? It's like the old like Jack-o'-ladder thing, whatever it's called, Jacob's Ladder. Like it's like a little rolled up piece of paper, like a little crepey piece of paper, and then you kind of like point it outwards like you're Harry Potter doing a spell with your wand, and the paper goes out, right? Think of, if you know what I'm talking about right now. I have no idea what that thing's called, but if that visual helps you, that's what you do. You give your power away. You point it outside of you, and it all goes away from you. So when we choose to take 100% responsibility for our life, that goes both ways. That means I can fucking change. I'm gonna stop myself for a second. Let's let it fly today. I can fucking change my life. I'm in charge of me. Now, there are things that are gonna be out of your control. So don't get too up. Don't get too alpha about this and go, yeah, I'm gonna make shit happen. I'm gonna do it. I understand and I respect you and I hear you. And I honor you if you want to kind of go to that hyped up place, right? That used to be me all the time. Nothing wrong with it. It definitely serves in certain situations. But just take it back a little bit, okay? Don't get too far ahead of yourself in this conversation right now. Just be here with me right now. When we take 100% responsibility for our life changes. When we take 100% responsibility for our life changes. Why? Because we're no longer giving our power away. What does that mean? That means that we're no longer draining our energy. That means that we are more clear. That means that so much of the fatigue that's going on, the exhaustion, and some of it's physical and it's emotional and it's all the same really, right? But just the drained, where we can't think, respond, choose from let's just call it a healthy space when we're there. Well, when you gain your power back, it's like, whoop, it's like filling up your car with gas. Suddenly you have energy. Suddenly you're able to listen. Suddenly you're able to actually take time to care for yourself and be still, and inspiration will pop in. Inspiration will pop in of what to do next. And when you give your power away, it doesn't happen that way. Because you keep looking for something outside of yourself, because you're blaming the shit that's happening in your life for things that are outside of yourself. I'm going to use a Michael Beckwith a phrase which I hear him say, and I love it. It's like, are you picking up what I'm putting down, sister? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? See, when we give our power away, we do not have the energy that we need to be able to know what needs to happen next. We cannot hear the guidance when we're exhausted, when we're stuck in story. We've created so many walls around our heart, around our mind, around our soul that says nobody's getting in. And let me continue this story of separation, meaning there's nobody like me, nobody understands me, nobody gets me. I'm all alone. Because ego wants you to keep you right there, where you are quote unquote safe, protected. Hold back, play small, don't make a big fuss. Just, you know what? Just eat it. Put up with what you got. You should be thankful for what you have. What are you complaining, saying that you want more stuff within your life? Who are you to do big things? Remember, we're not enough. Let me replay some of your life. Let's replay the movie that was your life so I can show you the evidence of that. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about because you've been there before. Me too. Everybody. So how does change really happen in our lives? We change ourselves. It is a big thing. It's huge. It is literally the domino effect. Okay? You want change in your life? Go change yourself. You want people to love you more? Go love yourself. You want people to respect you more and trust you more? Respect and trust yourself. We cannot ask of others or the universe what we are unable to give and unwilling to give. Unwilling is the correct word. Unwilling to give to ourselves. Go change yourself. And what has been my experience is that the more that I begin to change. Now, when I say change, I don't mean becoming someone who you're not. I don't mean becoming someone who you're not. I just simply mean that you understand that you are responsible for you, and the only one that you can change is you, and the only one that you're responsible for is you. Now, I know you get it. You're like, but I'm responsible for taking care of the house and the kids and pets and other. I get it, but just all we can ever do is to choose to be responsible, is to know that we are responsible for us. I want you to think of a time in your life when you have actually made some really positive changes with yourself. It could be something with your health, right? Where like people see you getting fit, or that you've lost all this weight, or you're just healthy. You've kind of healed through a lot of those old emotional wounds, some of the old subconscious program and patterns. And maybe you share it on social media, maybe not, doesn't even matter. Maybe you share it with others and people are inspired by you. You begin to shift. You might even notice that your spouse, your significant other, is like, wow, they're starting to make the changes too. Right? Your kids start to like really begin to see you differently because you're seeing yourself differently. Do you get this now? You want change in your life, which so many of us desperately want? You need to go change yourself. When my husband and I were in practice as chiropractors, we had our practice in St. Alberta, Canada for about 14 years, is this taking responsibility for your life. We would talk about taking responsibility for your health. Now, what science really tells us now in the field of epigenetics is that regardless of the genetics in our DNA, okay, I know this is going to go against the grain of what you may know to be true. So most people don't really understand this and don't want to hear it, but, disease processes that we're unable to have any kind of, quote unquote control over is only about 5%. So in other words, the ongoing narrative in most of North America, which says, well, I have this because it runs in my family. Well, my mom had this disease or this condition and now I have it, right? That 95% of what is happening within our physical body, within our emotional body, our mental body, is not because of our DNA and our genetics. Epigenetics means above the gene. It means it's the choices that we make every day. It's what the foods we put into our body. It's how we move or don't move our body. It's the thoughts that we think. It is the sleep that we get. Like, it's all these things. It's having a clear functioning nervous system. It's caring for ourselves. And, for a lot of patients, when we would explain this, lovingly, compassionately, maybe sometimes a little bit more, had to just clonk them over the head with it because it was what was needed at the time. And when they finally understood that and they went, oh, shit. And we go, yeah, but here's the cool piece of this. So here in this for you too, sister, that also means that the feelings that these patients had, which were like, my health happens to me and I can't control anything and I'm fearful of my body and of disease and I'm just kind of going through life waiting for the time where everything's going to start to break down and I'm afraid. I'm afraid of my body, I'm afraid of my health, I'm afraid of disease. Guess what? That fear now all goes away because you know that you can have control back over your body, over your health, over disease being your body or not being in your body. And even if disease was to hit your body, you're caring for yourself in ways that allow yourself to move through it, be resilient, and be better because of it. It is no longer a state of victim, and it is moving into a place of empowerment, saying, I am responsible for me, all pieces of me, all of it. And I'm going to no longer choose to beat myself up for past choices, because here's what patients would often do. They go, oh my God, why didn't I know about this chiropractic thing earlier? I should have done this, I should have done that. We'd just be like, but time out, right? Like the T with your two hands. Time out. No, not going to go there. That does nothing. Stop it right now. We do the best with what we do the best that we can with what we know to be true at the time. And you knew that to be true at the time. And as Maya Angelou talks about, now you know better and you can do better. When you know better, you do better. So isn't it exciting? that you get to now choose, that you get to now release all the stories that are holding you back within the past of things that happened to you, the program that you were stuck in, to say, I can now choose for me. You want to have change in your life, my sister, with so much love and compassion, go change yourself. Go change yourself. And you will start to experience the domino effect this has on your spouse, on your children, on the people that you lead within your work or your business, the rest of your family, strangers that you'll interact with, everybody. And you do it for you. This is why caring for yourself, changing yourself, is the most radical thing that you can actually do. It is the greatest form of love for others, of showing your love for others, is you love yourself. You care for yourself. You take responsibility for yourself. And you go change yourself. And you go change yourself. So here's your more tip for today. If this notion of like, okay, this makes so much sense, Karen, like I'm with you, but how? How do I do this? I'm stuck in the program. Everything I try to do, I kind of make a little bit of like headway, and then I just find myself launched right back, right? I just go back to the story and I go, I suck, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough. Ego comes into like, full force of like, see, here's all the evidence of why you suck and why you can't do it. It might be for other people, but not for you. You're too broken. So if you have been trying and you're stuck in this place and you don't know how to get out, then the more tip I'm going to invite you to do today is to apply for the upcoming Women Wanting More retreat experience January 2020 here in beautiful Victoria, BC, Canada. This is how we figure it out. This is how you get the tools on how to change yourself. And this is not about, by the way, well, let me show you how to like schedule your time better. Let me show you this new way to meditate. Let me show you. No. This is going deep. This is where the work really, really happens. Okay, this is the work that's difficult to do. This is the work that most people run from. And also too, if you're hearing this and you're like, no way, I'm not there. I respect that too. But just so you know, you can be scared and ready at the same time. You can be scared and excited at the same time. You can be scared and be like, I don't know how this is going to go down, but my heart feels called to this at the same time. There are 12 spots that I'm opening up. This is a brand new experience. It is like no other live event I have ever created before. And I used to run a lot of them, and it'll be like 2 years in January since I had my last live event experience. So guess what? Women are lining up like crazy right now to apply for this because it is by application only. So here's what you need to do. Simply email me, drkarenosborne@gmail.com, and say, Karen, I want to apply for that retreat experience in January. Like, let's go. Okay? Let's go. So already within the first, let me see, when did I get on the phone with the first one? Monday, today's Friday. So in the past 4 days, I've been on the phone with a lot of women, by the way. A lot of women. It's been a busy week. There are 2 that have been accepted and are now spot number 1, spot number 2 in the Women Wanting More retreat experience in like 4 days. Okay, this is going to fill up quickly because it has been so long since I've run a live event. Okay, there's a lot of you that have been waiting. One of the women that is through is like, you know what, I've been following you for so long since you started doing events like over 3 years ago. And like, timing never worked out. And like, I'm ready now. Let's go. And she was spot number 1. Actually, number 2. Doesn't matter. Number 2. Okay, so to apply for this, because right now, again, 2 are taken, 12 total. 12 minus 2, 10. 10 spots left, okay? These are filling up by the end of November. I see that so strongly. Very, very fast. Okay, so email me, drkarenosborne@gmail.com. I will send you a very simple application. Takes about 5 minutes to fill out, and then I will connect with you from there for that next step. Okay, this is your time. This is your moment. Your heart's telling you. It's pounding like crazy. It's a little excited. It's like, holy shit, what am I getting myself into? Yeah, that's the space. And for you to begin to learn the tools on how to change yourself, to claim your worthiness, to go from a yard of like stuck and just spinning around and round. Okay, to be able to know how to really begin to unravel the program that you're stuck in, the subconscious program, and that the change happens from you. So in other words, it doesn't matter the stuff that's happening within your life. We change the woman, and you are the domino for everything else in your life. And you get to remember who you are. You get to figure this all out. You get to go from stuck to freedom. And I would be honored to be able to have you here where I live in my beautiful hometown. People travel from all over the world to come to Victoria. It's the capital of BC, British Columbia. We have mountains, we have ocean, we have nature all around. And be a part of this experience. And for you to know that you can change yourself. And I'm going to show you how with a group of women that are just like you. You're not alone. You're not alone. So email me, drkarenosborne@gmail.com, DrKarenosburn, so just my name, drkarenosborne@gmail.com, and say, Karen, I'd like to apply for the retreat. I will get back to you. Toot sweet. That's fast. And we'll begin the process. All right, sister. I will talk to you in the next episode. A life of more really is one step away from changing yourself every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.